Welcome to this tutorial in the MetaTrader 4 application from ALPARI. My name's John Jagerson and I'll be walking you through the trade window today. Trade execution is one of the most important things we do as Forex traders, and although it's fairly simple, it's important to really understand the trade functionality so you don't have to worry about making mistakes and you can get your orders executed at the right time for the right amount. To start our discussion, I have the MetaTrader 4 application open and I have the default layout from ALPARI ready to go. Why don't we start our discussion by maximizing one of these charts. I'm going to use the pound-dollar exchange pair. We can expand that chart. We're going to be looking at entering an order here on the pound-dollar itself. Imagine that you've done this analysis and you're assuming that the pound is going to be bouncing off of a resistance level. I'm going to apply a little trend line here. As the market is bouncing off of that resistance level, you're inclined to think that this might be an opportunity to short the market. You can take action on that analysis by entering a new order. Now you'll notice right up here at the top of the application on the main buttons menu, there's a button that says New Order. You can select that. Alternatively, you can also right-click on the chart, mouse over the submenu to Trading, and select New Order. I'm going to select the button here on the main button menu. Either way, the results are the same. The dialog box that opens is our order window. Now from here we have a few decisions to make and a few definitions to provide. You'll notice that I've got the currency pair that I'm interested in. This is my active window has popped up. The pound-dollar, that's reasonably self-explanatory, but I could pull this down and select any of the currency pairs offered. If I really wanted to make an order on the dollar-yen or the euro-dollar, the Aussie-dollar, etc., I could select any of these and it would change the instrument that I'm trading. You'll notice that the thumbnail chart over here on the left-hand side has also changed. When I moved from the pound-dollar to the Aussie-dollar, I now have a little tick chart of the Aussie-dollar here on the left-hand side. Now I'm going to switch back to the instrument we were originally looking at, which was the pound-dollar. And my thumbnail chart, my little tick chart there, has also changed back. The next thing we need to take a look at is the volume pull-down box. Now you'll notice that right now it's set at 0.3, but what does that mean exactly and how can I change it? You'll notice that if I pull this down I have some automated selections, but in each of these represent a different trade quantity. For example, if I've got 1.0, that's one full lot. So one full lot means that I'm trading 100,000 units of the base currency. So in the case of the pound-dollar, where the dollar is my quote currency, that means that each pip is worth $10. Now I can also trade fractional lot sizes as well. You'll notice just under the one full lot, I've got 0.05. So that's, you could fit 20 of those into one full lot. That means that if we were looking at it, it's really common for traders to be trading mini lots or currency lots that are 1/10 the size of a full lot. That means that in the case of the pound-dollar, where the dollar again is our quote currency, each pip worth of movement is worth $1. So if I'm trading 0.05 of a full lot, that means that each pip is worth 50 cents. And I could continue to trade smaller fractions of a full lot, as you can see here, just by selecting these automatically. But what if I wanted to trade 3 mini lots? So that would be 0.3. It's not listed here on the automatic pull-down menu here. What should I do? Well, this is really easy. Just put your cursor in the volume box and you can type in here. So 0.3 is going to give me 3/10 of a full lot or 3 mini lots. So I've now set my trade size or my trade volume there at 0.3 or 3 mini lots. It's 3/10 of a full lot. That means that if I were to enter this order and sell the pound-dollar, 3 mini lots of the pound-dollar, each pip it moves in my favor is worth $3. Now risk control and trade planning are one of the most important functions we perform as traders here, and you'll notice the next two boxes are my stop loss for a little risk control as well as the level at which I'd like to take some profits. That means that I can bracket the current price, the current sell price, with a stop loss if the trade starts to go against me, as well as a limit order where I can start to take some profits off the table if the trade goes in my favor. Now I want you to notice two things. First of all, this number is fully adjustable, so you can set this. You'll notice, number two, that it goes out 5 decimal places. So once again, one of the great things about working with ALPARI is that fractional pip. So the spread can potentially be cut into those fractions of a pip. Normally you would see the pound dollar carried out to the 4th decimal place, and in this case it goes out to the 5th decimal place. Now, one of the things that's nice here is for short-term traders. So remember, we're anticipating that we're going to be able to short the pound dollar here. So if we set a stop loss, we'd want to set a stop loss above the market price. You'll see the market price is listed over here in the tick chart on the left-hand side. We have the buy price in blue, and then the sell price in red. And they're separated by the spread, or the current spread, on this particular pair. Now if I were a very short-term trader, I could adjust my stop loss and see it visually on the chart. You'll notice if I just click these up and down arrows, so I'm going to click the up arrow, and we're going to see my stop loss start to move. There it is on my tick chart. You can see it moving up or down. I can move it up or down, but I can get a feel for where is this order going to be relative to current prices. Now if I have a little bit of a longer time horizon, I'm not trading normally off the tick charts, I can then type in where do I really want this stop loss to be. So currently we have prices at about 53.32, and I think I want a reasonable margin for error. Maybe I'm going to set my stop loss up here for a short position at 53.50. I can do the same thing here with my take profit. So I'm going to go down underneath the market, because again I'm shorting the market, and you'll notice my take profit line just appeared as I clicked that down arrow. Now I could either adjust this visually and get a feel for where is the market likely to be. That's kind of handy, especially if you're a very short-term trader. Or I can shortcut this whole process and just set it at 5,300 even. Now I've selected my stop loss and take profit level somewhat arbitrarily. This is really up to you, and it depends on your analysis. The real takeaway here is to remember there's a lot of flexibility here, not only because of the 5th decimal place, but you have the ability to put in any price you want. Now moving down the list, we have another pull down box here. It's currently set for instant execution. That means that if I want to sell this right now, I can just press the button. It's going to fill me at whatever the current market price is at that time. You'll notice it listed right here. So we've got the sell price and the buy price opposite each other, just above the buy and sell buttons. However, I can adjust this, so I can turn this into a pending order where it will ask me, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to a sell limit? So for example, I'm going to sell the pound dollar in our case study here. Where do I want to sell this position? So if I click my down arrow, I've got my entry price is now graphed there, and maybe I just want to see the market move a little bit further in the direction of my forecast, maybe to 53.20 before I actually get entered into that position. Over here on the right hand side I've got a button that says place. Now if I click that place button, I'm going to have an order that's waiting to be filled to short the pound dollar at 53.20, at which point I'm going to automatically have 2 other orders placed. A stop loss, so that if the market then subsequently moves against me, I'll be exited with a loss that I've been able to plan for, as well as a take profit level, so that point at which I think the market's probably going to run out of steam and begin to turn around, I want to take my profits off the table. Now how long is that order going to be? Maybe the market never gets down here, or doesn't get down here while I'm doing my trading. I can make sure that I have an expiration on this order. Typically you don't want to leave your orders open-ended, just in case you've gone away for the weekend or something like that, and you want to make sure that you're in control of your trading. I can adjust when I want this order to expire, if I want to give it a few days depending on how wide my entry order is, or if I want to only give it a little bit of time, I can do that. Now we don't have some of those complexities if we make sure that this is set to instant execution, because that means that we're going to get filled at the current market price, which is relatively simple. All we have to do is press the sell button. But before we do, there's one more thing we need to talk about. That feature is the enable maximum deviation from quoted price. Now typically getting your order filled at the current market price is not a problem, but there are times that the market's moving pretty fast. So what if the sell price that we really wanted as the market is moving really fast is not available? how far are we willing to let the market slip before we don't want to get filled anymore? Well, we can select this and then tell the system, well, I don't want it to slip more than 10 pips before I get filled. So this is something that may apply more during economic announcements or disruptive events in the market when the market is moving very quickly. Normally, we don't need to worry about it too much. So for example, we're going to look at our sell price. I'm going to click the sell button and we'll look at our fill price. And there we go. Our sell price, we sold a third or 0.3 of a full lot, so 3 mini lots of the pound dollar at 53.41, 1.5341. We can click OK. We can also print an order confirmation if you wish. Now I'm going to select OK, and you'll notice that my orders and my pending orders, my stop loss, as well as where I got into the trade, are now graphed here on the chart. So I can watch these visually to see how close am I getting to my stop loss, how close am I getting to my take profit level or my limit order. I also have this order listed down here. You'll notice the pound dollar. What price was I filled out? I shorted, listed right here in the trade tab of the terminal. As you can see, there's a lot of flexibility provided in the MT4 platform from ALPARI for order entry as well as bracketing orders with risk control and profit-taking orders. If you're new to the system, one of the best things you could do right now is to make sure that you're practicing some of these order types in a paper trading account. It'll help you to understand how the trade window works so that when you're in the live market, you know exactly what kind of an order to place to match your analysis. Take some time at this point to review some of the other MetaTrader 4 application tutorials available from ALPARI. You can find links to those tutorials here on the site. Thanks for joining me. This has been John Jagerson for ALPARI.